Mortality, Christopher Hitchens. When Christopher Hitchens was diagnosed with terminal esophageal cancer in 2010, he turned his sharpest instrument, his mind, toward the one subject even he could not out-argue, death. Mortality is his final reckoning, a collection of essays written as his body failed, but his intellect refused to. In these pages, Hitchens confronts illness not as a patient seeking pity, but as a writer examining his own extinction with fierce honesty and unsentimental wit. He calls the moment of diagnosis the new land, a place where language falters and cliches reign. Fighting cancer, he notes, is an absurd phrase. There are no battles, only endurance. Yet he refuses to surrender his identity to the disease. I don't have cancer, he insists early on. It has me. Each hospital visit, each injection, becomes both material and metaphor. He dissects the rituals of medicine with the same skepticism he once applied to politics and religion. As his voice weakens, a cruel blow to a man who lived by words, Hitchens reflects on what it means to lose the very tools of his craft. Speaking, writing, debating were his lifeblood, and now even conversation becomes a struggle. But still he writes. Even tethered to an IV, he remains defiant, composing essays that shimmer with irony and courage. His humor survives where his strength does not. He jokes that tumor is merely rumor with a T. Throughout Mortality, he resists the temptation of false comfort. There are no prayers, no appeals to divine mercy. Hitchens was an avowed atheist, and he does not change course when the end nears. Instead, he finds dignity in reason, in friendship, in the love of those who surround him. He allows himself to feel rage and grief, but never delusion. To the dumb question, why me? The cosmos barely bothers to reply. Why not? Yet mortality is not bleak. It is paradoxically full of life, a man observing his own decline with clarity and grace. He recalls how others try to soften the reality of death with euphemisms, how they urge him to stay positive, as though optimism were medicine. Hitchens dismantles these illusions one by one, leaving only truth, luminous and unadorned. The book ends with unfinished fragments found after his death, brief, piercing notes where thought and breath nearly coincide. In them, Hitchens remains himself, irreverent, incisive, and unafraid. Mortality is his last argument, his last essay, and perhaps his greatest act of faith, in words, in truth, and in facing the dark.